What's up guys, Darkdally here, and today let's go over a list of the different drone types that you'll encounter in Ghost Recon Breakpoint in Aroa. We'll have upcoming videos in this series detailing strategies for, combat with some of the more significant ones, as well as additional info on many others. Now first off, here's a really great news article where Ubisoft gives some great insight into the drones on Aroa, as well as some of the thought behind the creative process. I'll have that linked in the description below. It was a pretty good read. Now, one side note here, this video is being made right after the first patch of the release of Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and there will more than likely be more drones added as time goes on. In addition, these are only the ones that I personally was able to recon, but I'm pretty sure that I found all of them, but there's likely to be more in the future. So if you're watching this in the future and you're like, hey, there's this kind of drone, well, all right guys, so here we go. So your first basic drones, this is the way I decided to start the list. You got three basic non-combat drones, meaning these don't have weapons at all, and the most innocent of all the little drones. The first of the non-combatant drones is going to be the SK Transporter. And you'll see these guys flying through the sky with boxes, and you can shoot them down. You also see them fly around bases, or sometimes just parked in a base with a box under them, and you can just blow them up. They're non-combat drones. They're completely harmless. All right, next for the non-combat drones, we have this little guy, the Sky Cherubim. And he's the one who flashes the red and blue lights. And he doesn't do anything. He won't shoot you. He'll just hover over you and let everyone know your position, is what he seems to do. He has a terrestrial counterpart, the City Cherubim. And it's the little Star Wars looking drone, the little R2 looking thing that roams around the cities and does the same thing with the police flashing lights. And they'll just follow you around and flash their lights. Again, they don't have guns. All right, so next in the list of non-combat drones, I did count this in non-combat, although this one can be deadly, and that's the Azrael. Now, this is the only picture I have of one because there are a couple places where they manufacture them and you can find them in the facility, but this was one I shot down. These are the ones who fly super high altitude, super fast, and if they detect you, they'll send wolves after you. I classified it under non-combat drones, the Azrael, because it doesn't actually shoot you. It just calls other people who then come to shoot you. All right, so then we have, I wouldn't really classify these as drones, so I'll move by these very fast. We have the artillery ones, the machine gun ones, like pictured here, and we also have a SAM sight launcher. I kind of call them drones because they are fully automated. If you take down the generator in a base, they go down and they cannot function. They are fully automated, and but they're not. They don't count as drones. So if you kill them, it won't count towards your drone count. All right, so let's move on to we got two more categories left, and the first of these next ones is gonna be aerial combat drones. So aerial combat drones, the smallest little guy, the Wasp. Their description is a small aerial drone used for close combat. They're very small, like a handheld drone that you'd buy at the store, except it has guns. And they seem to take a few shots to take down, but they don't have any armor on them or anything like that. The next one that you'll see flying quite frequently around bases in Aroa is the Succubus. Their description of it is agile drone used to train wolves to fight alongside drones. These have some armor on them, but they're much easier to hit than the other aerial combat drones we're going to get to next. Next up, we have the Solus. This is one that you'll see patrolling with wolves out in the wild. And it's light armored and can be hard to catch. I had a heck of a time trying to get this picture because the photo mode in the game has such a short range. To be honest, these things do move around pretty fast. This is the first of the aerial combat drones that has like real actual armor plating. Yeah, I said the Succubus had armor, but not like this. The Stolas is like the weakest ones of the ones that you actually have to blow the armor off of. Again, we'll talk strategy in later videos. Next up, we have the Malphus, agile drone used to guard wolves camps. Okay, so the Malphus is a little more heavily armored, and you'll find these at wolves camps, like the description says. There's not much more to say about it, but once you blow, again, like the other ones, once you blow the armor off, they get really flittery, and they flutter around everywhere because now they're more agile. All right, next we have the Murmur. It says agile drone attacking any site or any unrecognized individual. All right, the Murmur, these are actually kind of badass because these roam in packs in specific, defense areas. They roam in packs of 5 or 6 or something like that. These are the heaviest armored of all of the all of the flying drones like I've been talking about. Alright, finally under flying drones, I did include swarms. Okay, these are the deadliest of all flying drones because there's no way to attack them or defend against them and death is guaranteed. They deploy from angled pylons, towering against the skyline of Aroa, spread throughout the archipelago. I'll show you a little clip here. This is the swarms and this is where they come from. If one of these is coming after you, it just means the game wants you to die, is what it means. Alright, so let's move on to terrestrial combat drones. These are the ones with wheels, or, in the case of one of them, tracks. Alright, so the smallest and most innocent one is the Incubus. And the description is main robotic force in the scale test areas and for wolves training. The Incubus is the little yellow car you'll see roaming around sometimes. And you can take them out even at very low level. Alright, next up we have the Andrus. It says main robotic support for wolves patrols in the world. These are the ones that you're likely going to see the wolves patrolling with down the road, would be the Andrus. But I think sometimes they may patrol with the next one, the AM. I think I've seen it. The AM is usually deployed in the wolf camps. It looks very similar to the previous one, the Andrus. They look very, very similar. They're very small, compact, wheeled drones. Alright. Next, we have the Amon. And again, forgive me if I mispronounce it. The main robotic patrol for woody areas. You usually find these in pairs out in the wilderness. Usually. And these do seem to be the toughest of the four-wheeled terrestrial drones. Of the ones that have four wheels, these are the trickiest, or the toughest, I should say, and the biggest. They're much bigger. Okay, and then lastly, we have the Behemoth. Protector of strategic scale infrastructures. That's what they say here. All right, so the Behemoth definitely requires, and again, we'll have strategy for all of these coming up in video strategies for fighting Behemoths and Amons and AMs and Andrus and some of the flying ones. Some of the ones that actually might require some strategy we'll have strategy for. That's it for the list of all the drones I've documented so far in Aroa. Many more may be added, may very well likely be added in the future, but I do hope this guide was helpful, and I wanted to make a comprehensive list of all the drones, and soon to follow will be guides on fighting them. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Darkdally, and I'll catch you guys next time.